Boom! We are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, Johnny. How you doing, man?
Hey guys, how you doing? It's Johnny here. I am actually very excited for this live webinar with you, Robert. I'm just super excited this morning.
Yeah, man. So funny thing, Johnny texted me. It's morning over there, and let's address the elephant in the room right now. Johnny, usually when we do these things, you're kind of calling me from your office with your laptop and stuff, but that's not really the case right now. What's going on?
Yeah, basically, I had to drive to my office and was so excited to get everything going. My computer is already waiting in the office. Everything is ready. I left it as is from the night before, but what happened is I forgot to grab my keys to the office. So now I'm sitting with my phone on this live webinar and I'm actually outside of my office. I'm locked outside. So just sitting here using the Wi-Fi from my phone. Yeah, that's what
Hey
happened.
man, listen, shit happens, and we do the best we can. So if Johnny's a bit off today, let's just make fun of him, and we'll see how we go. But first
All
of all,
right.
I want to know two things, guys. Let me know in the chat, where are you calling from right now? Calling, I mean, it's not 1997, but where are you joining the webinar from? And also, I want to know 1 to 10, how pumped are you guys to learn about chatbots? Because listen, we did this webinar live before. And people's heads basically exploded when they learned some of the things that you can do with chatbots and where this is all going. So I would love to know in the comments how you guys feel about that before we crack into things. But yeah, Johnny, do you have anything to say before we dig into stuff?
Hey, I wanna let you guys know that you guys are gonna get some of the newest techniques and views today on the webinar. So if you have something to write on, you can use a notepad. But if you have some maybe something so that you can write some notes, because you definitely want to be on top of the information you're gonna learn today. And we will record this webinar for you as well, anyways.
Of course. Here we go. Guys can see the comments coming in. So obviously, with these webinars we do, there's a bit of delay, so that's okay. We'll make do, but it looks like we got some Scandinavians in the house, and I'm sure some more comments are going to pop up soon. But why don't we just dig into the content and let's go full screen. We got Toronto, Canada just came in, and what do you say about? I want to start making money now doing chatbots for business. Awesome, Neil.
Let's do it.
Okay, cool. No more fluff city. Listen, guys. I know that some of you here, it's not your first webinar, and you've probably consumed a lot of information out there, but not necessarily been able to get to where you want. A lot of times, it's not your fault. And I just want to let you know that in this webinar today, we're going to try our absolute best to give you everything that we can, because we know what an opportunity we are all sitting on right here today. The other thing I want to say is, if you've been concerned about, one, your ability to start or run a profitable online business, or two, just about building or specifically selling chatbots, maybe you just haven't had the right person explain it to you yet. So we're going to make sure that we are that thing or that person for you today. And the other thing that I'm curious about is, are you sick of trying to jam your products and services down people's throats? I mean, I've started a bunch of different businesses, and a lot of times I've felt that that's the case. And there are a few times when I've tried to sell something that people just really wanted, and it's been so much more enjoyable because they just want to buy what I have to sell. And for reasons that I'm going to be digging into today, I'm going to share with you how chatbots has a lot of the same ingredients that my first business has, and how having something of value is just, it just makes your life a lot easier. So, if you're sick of trying to convince people to buy all the time, you're going to find this quite a bit easier. Again, it's not your first webinar for a lot of you guys. Some of you might be wondering, is this just a sales pitch? Because you've been on webinars before. Some of them suck. Some of them are really good. We do have something to offer at the end. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to overwhelm you with value here, try to show you what's possible, show you how to build a bot and things of that nature. And then if you want to stick around and listen to what we have to offer, that's cool. If not, that's cool too. You can do what you want, and we'll let you know when we get to that point. But first of all, let's show you some value here. Finally, I've been coaching entrepreneurs for a couple of years now. So I've probably been in touch with hundreds of people. And it seems that all of us just dream of long-term financial and geographical freedom. And again, for reasons that I'm going to dig into, the ingredients that made my first business successful, I'm seeing the exact same ingredients in the chatbot opportunity. And so all I want to say is this could be it. So I just want you guys to get excited about it because this is going to be really good. So basically, real short, there's two types of people here on the webinar today. One is the people that want to build bots for their own business. That's kind of how I started. I didn't really have any plans of selling bots to other companies. I just learned about how effective they were, and I just needed it for my own business. So that's one type of person. And if you are that type of person, feel free to drop a comment. And the second type of person is the kinds of people that either maybe they have some type of agency already, whether it's Facebook ads or web design, I don't know, and you want to offer bots as well to your existing clients, or you just want to start something. You want to start a chatbot agency, and for those guys, we are going to show you how to do that as well. So that's the idea here today. To summarize, our goal here is to help you get financial and geographical freedom by jumping on the chatbot opportunity. And I've underlined the jumping here because as we're about to dig into, this is very early. We're extremely early in the chatbot opportunity, which means there's a lack of competition. So every day that you're not getting on this, you're basically leaving money on the table. So that's why I've underlined the jumping here. And yeah, Johnny, how are you feeling over there? Are you excited yet?
I'm very, very excited. And I want to stress out because I've been doing internet marketing for a while now. And one of the things that I proud myself the most about is jumping early on stuff that just I see massive potential in. And the bots are as big as other opportunities that I tried and jumped on and that made me very, very successful. So whoever decides to actually jump on this opportunity today would be one of the big earners of 2018 and late 2017, I feel.
Awesome. And good to see some interaction here happening. We got Andy joined us from the UK and Neil saying, thanks for putting this together. You're speaking my language, dude. I want to travel and work, but not for peanuts. Good to hear. All right, let's continue on here. So look, if you guys stay until the end, again, I keep saying as you're about to find out, but as you're about to learn more, my first business, actually it was my second business, if I'm going to be technical, was quite successful, and we're gonna do about $200,000 in sales this year, probably a bit more actually. But the cool, that's not a huge business. But the cool thing about it is that business, and I'm gonna tell you more about what it is and how it works and all that. But that business, we get all of our sales through our website. Okay, it's like I work about 1 hour a week in that business, and we get all of our clients through our website. So when I started my chatbot agency, I basically took the same website that I'd spent years tweaking and crafting and perfecting for my other business, and I made basically a chatbot agency template of that. And I want to give you that template at the end of this call, just to kind of bribe you guys to hang around here for a while. So that's what we're gonna do. A bit more about me, and this is all going to be relevant because again, I want to share why this has the same ingredients, or my backstory and my current business, or my first business has the same ingredients as the chatbot opportunity or the chatbot business. So my name is Robin Achilles. I grew up in Sweden. When I was 16, we moved to Japan. Then I moved to the States for college. I went to Penn State for 4 years. Then I moved to Australia. And I was kind of this lucky dude in a sense. I've even got a pretty girlfriend, as you can see here. So, I had this kind of fortunate childhood of moving around all the world and going to international high school and things like that. And then after university, I moved back to Sweden. I moved to Stockholm, which is the capital, and I'd never lived there before, so I didn't have any friends. I didn't have a girlfriend, and I started a corporate job. And you've heard 1,000 people tell their version of this story. You just end up at a corporate gig and you're sitting there just wondering, like, is this it? Is this all there is to this life? And I just remember just really wanting kind of that laptop lifestyle of just being able to throw my laptop in a bag, book a ticket somewhere, and take off. That's, if you gave me that, I would have been the happiest guy in the world. And as you do, you reach your goals, and then of course you're never satisfied, right? You just keep wanting more and more and more. But what I managed to do was build an automated $200,000 a year business. And when I say automated, it's not like run by robots, but I have people and systems in place that allow me to work about 1 hour per week on this specific business. And, I got my freedom, but then it was like, okay, what? I was able to move. I actually live in Poland at the moment. So I lived in Sweden at the time, and I just wanted to, again, have that laptop lifestyle. And I actually executed on that. I picked up my laptop one day. I moved to another place. I was meant to stay for 2 months. It turned into 3 years. Here we are. But the point is, I kind of got what I originally wanted. Okay. And then the question became, okay, now what? And for me, there's basically, I want to be set up for life, first of all. I want to be able to buy an apartment building and just make sure that you have a consistent income stream kind of no matter what happens. And also, I want freedom not just for myself, but for the other people in my immediate surroundings. So my girlfriend, if we start a family, I want, if we want to be able to move somewhere, I can't just be the one who's got the freedom to do that. She's got a corporate job, so we have to do that. We have to get freedom for the whole family. I hope that makes sense. But what happened was I heard about chatbots, and I thought I got to implement this in my business. So I took 2 days and I learned how to make them. And then I created a YouTube tutorial that just showed people how to set up a simple bot. And then somebody found that YouTube video, contacted me and said, hey, dude, can I pay you to do that for me? And that's why I'm putting accidental client here, because I accidentally started this chatbot agency. I wasn't planning on doing that, but somebody actually paid me to do it. And then the funny thing is he actually started to referring me other clients as well. So I was kind of, I accidentally started a chatbot agency. And one of the things that I realized was these chatbots were selling like nothing I'd ever tried before. And after I found that out, my plan quickly became to start offering these chatbots to other businesses that wanted to take advantage of, the high open rates and the click-through rates. And the reason why, by the way, I was kind of looking for a new opportunity was that my first business was in Sweden, and it's in a smaller market. So I've been kind of on the lookout for something that I could take international. So I made all these chatbots, right? I got a few clients, and I was kind of feeling bad because people were paying me money, and it was like ridiculously easy to make some of these bots. But the good thing is they're effective. They actually help the clients that I was building them for. So, I did kind of feel weird about it, but it was giving value to people, and that's all you can ask for, right? So what happened was I built a couple of chatbots. My girlfriend's MacBook was coming up. Her birthday was coming up, and I knew she really wanted a MacBook, and I kind of made a challenge out of just using the money that I made from this accidental business that I created, and just use the money that I made from selling chatbots in the last couple of weeks. I bought her a MacBook for her birthday. She cried. She was so happy, and I think that's a good sign that it was a good birthday present. So. Effectively, I found my gold mine. Again, my Swedish business was in a limited market, and I was looking for something that I could take international. And for reasons I'm about to dig into, this is that opportunity. And originally, I didn't really want to teach this stuff. I wanted to keep the secrets for myself. And then what did you say, Johnny? You came to me and said, hey, dude, you want to teach this stuff?
Basically, well, when I found out just how well he was doing with those chatbots, I realized that my community, where we have a lot of Facebook agency owners, can benefit like crazy from this opportunity. So I messaged Robert, and I'm like, dude, you gotta teach those stuff for my people. They would love it. But the funny thing is, Robert really wanted to keep it to himself. So I told him, listen, I'm going to teach them anyway, one way or another. Yeah. They will learn about this with you or without you. And then Robert did the smart move. And that's when he kind of, that's how we are here, basically.
Exactly, yeah. And that's not like some bullshit story that we've made up. Like, that's exactly what happened. I did want to keep things to myself for a while and kind of get a head start. And Johnny was like, no worries, man, I'm going to do this anyway. I'm like, oh, God. He really is going to do it anyway. I better jump on it. So look, what does this have to do with you? Well, again, I've been in touch with hundreds of people throughout the years as I've been coaching people how to start and improve their online businesses. And one of the trends that I keep seeing, right, is you start a business, you struggle like crazy to get clients, and eventually just move on to something else because you just don't see the potential enough. So, if people were given just 10 clients right off the bat, or in my case, I had 12 clients in my first couple of weeks. What if you saw that kind of potential early on when you started a new business or created a new offer for your current business? And what if you knew how to pitch it and who needs it and exactly how to build it? What if you had a business in a box, basically? Well, that's what we want to do for you today. So let me know in the comments, guys, who wants to know how to build and sell bots. And obviously, we got a bit of delay here, so we're not going to sit around and wait, because I know people are dying to know this. Otherwise, you wouldn't have showed up to the webinar. But look, the things that we're going to cover today are the 3 secrets. Are number 1, how anyone can build a profitable chatbot agency without experience. Number 2, how to build a bot for any business in under 15 minutes without programming skills. Secret number 3, how to land your first chatbot client today and why every business will use them. And as you're about to find out, I am ridiculously excited about this topic. And some of my friends are starting to get really fed up with it, because I keep I'll go out for beers with them and I'll crack bot jokes and stuff. So yeah, seriously, they're like, dude, you need to shut up about those bots.
If I get another message in the middle of the night about bots, Robert, I'm going to lose my mind.
And it's never one message. It's like 17 in a row. Like, Johnny, these chatbots are insane. I got another client. Johnny. Nonstop. All right. Secret number 1, how anyone can build a profitable chatbot agency without experience. So look, here's a little picture. This is a vision board. I created this in 2012. As I was telling you, that's when I was working that corporate job and I wanted to get out. I just want to kind of be able to pick up my laptop and go wherever I wanted, right? So I created this vision board. It was meant to represent all the things that I wanted at the time: freedom, travel, health, girlfriend, white Audi, nice kitchen, all those things. And so what happened was, this is a picture of my first contract. This is my first client ever that I got by walking into stores one after another, and being such a good salesman as I was, here was my pitch: was, hey, do you guys need a website? That was literally, Johnny's laughing because he's actually kind of good at sales and I'm terrible. Yeah. So that was my pitch. But I started with that. I started selling websites, and I quickly learned how competitive that was, because this was 2012. Websites had been around for, I guess, almost 20 years at that point. So it was pretty difficult to sell because, there was just a lot of competition. So what I had done was I paid $2,000 to join an online program that taught me how to start my online business. And in that program, there were a bunch of other people that I had learned had success selling animated videos. So I said, screw the websites. Let's try this animated video stuff. Even though I'm not an animator, I don't know how to animate. I didn't know how to animate, and I still don't know how to animate to this day. But I decided, let's try these videos. And here's what happened with those videos, is that there was a lack of competition. This was a new offer. It was valuable, though, because people, Facebook loves video. The internet loves video. Almost the majority of traffic online is video. So they were easy to sell because people wanted them, and there was a lack of competition. I was in a smaller market, which is why there was a lack of competition as well, because I was still I wasn't the first one ever to do it. But this is meant to represent me here on the right, where I was a big fish in a small pond, because really there weren't many competitors. And one of the cool things that I learned about this journey was I could just pay somebody to do the animation, right? I didn't know how to animate, and I just had to pay them if I got a client. So it wasn't like I was going to be out of pocket. If I got a client, I would hire somebody to pay. I would keep the profit. And, I just decided that, okay, this is much easier to sell than websites. And this is, videos is going to be my ticket to freedom. And again, I wasn't a good salesman. I'm still not a good salesman today. So of course it wasn't just super easy. And I made a lot of stupid mistakes, and yeah, just definitely not a born salesman. But I did get my first client by walking into stores. And the cool thing about being in a market where there's not much competition is you can be bad at what you do, but if you do it, you don't want to be bad at what you do. Sorry, you can be a bad salesman, but if the thing that you're selling is good, it doesn't matter. You can still get results. So here's a little picture that kind of illustrates the I don't know, it just summarizes that freedom look. Like, here's me sitting by the infinity pool in Thailand at my laptop, and it's just like, yes, like this is what I was after. So I did end up, getting my business to where it is today, and like I said, I work about 1 hour per week in that business. And so yeah, it did give me that freedom that I wanted. Don't have to work for somebody else anymore. Wake up every day doing work that I enjoy now, and yeah, move to another country and all those things that I was originally after. So, jumping on that opportunity to build a video business, which was relatively new, it didn't have much competition, but also kind of scared me because I didn't know how to animate, turned out to be the right thing to do, because the lack of competition allowed me as a bad salesman to still make progress, to still get clients and build up a bit of reputation and get it to where it is today, where sales are coming in automatically. So why am I telling all this? It's because you have the exact same opportunity today, and not just you, like me too. By the way, that's another thing. I'm not just gonna like talk about a bunch of stuff that I'm not doing. I'm practicing what I'm preaching here. I'm also building a chatbot agency. And, so we are all of us that are here on this webinar, and all of us that are just getting informed and executing on this chatbot opportunity, that's exactly what it is right now. It's a massive opportunity. So one of the things is, it's still early. So some people are maybe even watching this and going, hey, I'm not even sure what a chatbot is. And this is where I get excited, because there's basically two things that chatbots are super effective for. And the better you understand this, the better off you're going to be. Okay. The first thing is super powerful today, but it's going to be a little less powerful in the future. It's still very, very valuable. And that is, chatbots basically has the same capabilities that email does. So if you've got a company who does email marketing, if you basically took and did the same thing that they're doing with their emails, but did it with a chatbot instead, they could expect about 4 times the results. Okay, the open rates, the click-through rates are just insanely high. So even if those numbers are going to go down, which I expect them to do, it's still super effective if you jump on it now, because you're still going to get those results, right? So that's, even though that we can anticipate that that's going to go down, it's still not an excuse to just ignore this. So that's one thing. That's cool. That's going to be effective forever, but it's extra effective right now because of how few people have jumped on it. So you could go out and sell chatbots doing just that. And that's what I've been doing. But the other thing that I get really excited about is where this is going to go next. And here's a little example. What if you checked into a hotel, you walked up into your room, you pulled out your Messenger app, and you scanned a little code on your bedside table, and it said, hey, Mr. Johnny West, welcome to room 1213 of the Hilton Maui, whatever. And all of a sudden, you found yourself inside of Messenger, and you could do all kinds of things. You could order a late checkout. You could even check out the menu of the room service, and maybe even order and pay right inside of Messenger. That's totally doable, by the way. What if you could tell them, sometimes you just want to tell them that you want your room cleaned at a certain hour or something like that. So what if you could do all of that in Messenger?
And that would be absolutely amazing, I just got to say, because I'm already spending all my time on Facebook, right? So
yeah, me too.
Within Messenger, it just makes sense.
Exactly. And it doesn't stop here, right? We talk about the same logic or the same type of app applied in a restaurant, in a bar, in a cafe. You walk into a cafe, rather than go stand in line, just go have a seat, pull up the menu, scan a little code, pay for your coffee right inside of Messenger. 4 minutes later, little barista named Manuel shows up with your espresso. So the point here is, like, chatbots are going to be saving people and companies time, and any technology that saves us time is going to win. So this is what's so exciting about this, is that companies are going to be able to, parts of companies are going to be revolutionized because of this. And so that's what I'm super excited about. And then on the right here, I've got another example where we're just qualifying a lead. So this is a bot that I built for a client. And yeah, we're just qualifying leads. And Johnny obviously knows sales, and how much time people waste talking to the wrong people, right?
Actually, that's one of the biggest problems that uh, it is that companies, businesses are, are wasting a very valuable time on getting leads that are not qualified, and just that's a big headache. So that would be an amazing solution for those type of businesses.
Exactly. So here you just pre-qualify people, you find out, are they a good fit or should I not even waste my time with them? And if they're not a good fit, well, you don't send them the link to the next step. And if they are a good fit, then you do send the link to the next step. And if they don't fill out the form or whatever it is, then you can follow up with them for free inside of Messenger. So the opportunities here are just absolutely insane. And that's why I'm so excited about it, because like if you're selling something that's super valuable, that's one thing. That's cool and that's hard enough as it is. But if you're selling that and you are in a place where there's a lack of competition, where you can suck at selling and still do well, well, that's what gets me really fired up, you know?
It's
So
funny. I'm having a stupid smile on my face right now when you show that qualifying thing right now. I'm just like, oh, I really need to apply this in my business.
exactly.
It's funny. Yeah.
And I think all of us should do that. And that's the cool thing, right? So, with the hotel example that I gave here, that's maybe not applicable to every business. We're basically taking maybe an app that they have and we make, a messenger version of it, which is great because they don't have to download another app. But there are chatbots that basically every single business should have. And that's what's so good about this opportunity. So another thing I want to touch on, by the way, before we move on, is that people are concerned about Facebook banning chatbots. And I think it's hilarious because Facebook created chatbots, but I feel the need to bring it up because I've been asked about it so many times. So there's a couple of things I want to bring up here. First of all, the Messenger app came out in 2011, okay? When that app came out, it didn't make sense for them to release an app because we had the Facebook app and we were able to send messages to people inside of that app. So when they came out with the standalone Messenger app, nothing made sense. It was like, there's no value add here. Why are they doing this? And the reason why they were doing that is because it was leading to a place like where we are today, which probably, the way the app was built was not doable with that type of app structure. So that's why they've built this Messenger app. This has been a plan for, this has been the plan for a long time. The other thing I want to mention about this to kind of ridicule this idea that Facebook chatbots are going to be banned is that if this was a test, they wouldn't have rolled it out worldwide because social media platforms, they try new features all the time. And if they don't work or if they don't work as well as intended, well, they don't roll them out. They might just scrap it. Anybody with a Facebook page anywhere in the world could create a chatbot today and have it up and running on their Facebook page. So that's the other thing. And ultimately, guys, Facebook is going to make money from this. They're not some saint company. They are a publicly traded company. And if you look at the corporate social responsibility triangle that I learned about when I was in university, the first thing, the biggest responsibility of a business is to make money, okay? So if you think that Facebook is some saint company who's only, they say that they want to connect the world and connect people, they also want to make a bunch of money, okay? And the way they make money from this is the more messages are sent in Messenger, the more time people spend in Messenger, and the more ads they can serve inside of Messenger. I don't have ads showing up in Messenger already, but some of my friends have already reported that. I don't know
Yep,
about you.
I did. I
Okay.
saw that just the other day. I saw a messenger ad in my messenger, and that's another thing I'm really getting into right now because that's the next step with our Facebook agencies is doing exactly that. So that's
Yeah.
already happening right now.
Absolutely. So that's another super cool thing. And with that said, though, I don't think we should be relying only on Messenger. Like, some people say email is dead. I don't think it's dead. I think you want to do both, right? Because you probably never want to rely on just one thing. But the point is, Facebook bots are not going away. So in an ideal world, what we do is we work with chatbots, but we also work with email at the same time. But to summarize all that, chatbots are going to transform a lot of businesses, okay? And you have an opportunity here to jump on it early. It's kind of like if somebody taught you how to start a web design company in 1996. What if you actually did that? The amount of momentum that you would have by now would just be like, you'd be set for life, So that's kind of what we're getting at here. Chatbots are not going anywhere, and they're going to transform a lot of businesses. So let's move on. I like the momentum we have here today. It's moving along quite nicely. Secret number 2 is how to build a bot for any business in under 15 minutes without programming skills. And this is something that we touched on just briefly earlier today. And basically, here are 3 different bots, or bot sequences, you could call them, because one bot could have all those 3. These are 3 different bots or sequences that every business should have, right? A lead magnet bot is where it's basically designed to get you new leads, and you do that by offering some type of value. So it could be a cheat sheet or a checklist or some video training or a webinar, whatever the case may be. But it gets people, it subscribes people to your bot, and then you can actually send them a message. You can message all of your subscribers inside of Messenger with a few clicks. So that's what that's for. An FAQ bot is just frequently asked questions. Any business owner has been in business for a while. Like Johnny, how often do you get a question that you've already answered before?
Oh man, that's the second biggest problem.
Yeah, the first problem is talking to people you shouldn't. The second one is answering questions that you've already answered, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So this is another huge time saver for a lot of businesses. And I think it's just one of those bots that every business should have, because it can give people, if I'm thinking about buying something and I have an unanswered question, well, I'm not going to buy the thing. But if I could get the answer to that question right away, well, I might buy from you, And Johnny, time kills a lot of deals, right? Like that's pretty common. So if you can get the answer right away, I think that's better for the business, and it's better for that person who's interested in knowing more.
Exactly.
So that's cool. And then the lead qualifying one is kind of the example that I showed earlier, where we ask a bunch of questions to find out whether that person is somebody that we would like to talk more to or show, our next step. So let's do something fun, guys. Let's jump in right now and let me build a very easy bot just to show you how simple this can be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Chat Fuel. So here I started a little, it's an empty bot basically. But what I'm going to do is create a lead magnet bot. So I can just remove that because this is what it would have looked like. People will get a welcome message. And what we could do is, if we wanted to do one of those lead magnet bots that gets us subscribers, we could say, let's pretend that we're going to do a chatbot webinar, and we're trying to get signups to our chatbot webinar. Does that sound familiar to anyone? Free chatbot webinar, great. And then we'll create a block that says chatbot webinar, and that will create a new block. So what happens is people will get this message in Messenger. They'll click this button, and this button will take them to this text, which says, hey, and we might even throw in a first name here. Would you like to join our free chatbot webinar? And then I'll put another button that says yes. And then I'll create kind of confirm webinar block. And then what I'll do is I'll tag these people. So if you ever worked with email marketing, I'll do it's called a user attribute here. I'll say something like webinar is subscribed. And that way I'll be able to message people, because I might have 1,000 subscribers in my bot, but maybe only 500 registered for my webinar. What I want a way to message only the people who signed up for the webinar. And that's why I'm setting this tag here. So then I might say, okay, cool. You are now registered for the webinar. And I think we could even try this. Let's move this over here, just because I'm about to open Messenger, and who knows what's going to happen in there, right? So I'm going to get this link. Okay, there we go. Cool. So hold on. Let me do this. I just want to show you guys how easy this can be. So you could get this link, copy URL, and then you could send this out to people, whether you have a Facebook group or an email list, or your client does. And so I'm just going to use this. So this stuff, by the way, is because I've already, actually, let's clean this up, eh? Let's make it look nice. So let me do that again. Obviously, I've tested my bot before. That's why it looked like that. So I click the Get Started button, and this is inside of Messenger. And here we go. Hey, Robert, would you like to join our free chatbot webinar? Yes. Okay, cool. You're now registered for the webinar. That's as easy, like that's how hard it is. It's ridiculously easy.
You know, it's just every time I see you, and no matter how many times you will show this demo, all I can think about is how lucky I am, because I hate coding. I hate stuff like that. I hate complicated stuff, but this is just so easy. Like I really feel like a 5-year-old can do that. It's
Yo,
absolutely
seriously.
amazing, man. Just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, you just don't need any type of coding knowledge whatsoever. So
Amazing.
what I'm doing now is I'm going to send a message. And as you can see here, the people who will receive this message are people whose webinar value equals subscribed. And as we're going to see here, one user matches this filter. And I'm just going to send them, hey. And then actually, let me go back to Messenger and we'll find out that this message was just sent to me from that page.
The fact that you can send people a message to their messages, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, so we can see right here, it says, hey. So that's the message that I sent out. So the point is you could literally broadcast to hundreds or hundreds of thousands of people, really, if you had that many. But that was just a kind of super easy demo to show you guys what's possible, how easy it is to build this stuff. Because some of you are saying, I'm not tech savvy, I don't know how to do this stuff, but you just saw me drag and drop, and like, how long did that take me? Just a couple of minutes. And you know, the other cool thing, and this is why I was kind of telling my backstory before, is some of you are thinking, I don't even want to build bots, okay? I want a chatbot agency, but I don't want to build bots. And that's what's cool about it, right? I have an animation company for 5 years and I've never animated a thing in my life. I don't know how to animate. So you don't need to know how to have you don't need to know how to build bots. You can still have a chatbot agency, and there's so many people out there that are looking for work as a chatbot developer. And I posted in our Facebook group one day, I was looking for somebody, and I just said, like, who wants like chatbot work? And we got like more than 100 people saying, I'm interested. So the point is, you don't even have to know how to build bots if you want to start a profitable agency, because as I know, a lot of people are watching this and they can see the opportunity that we're talking about here. So some of you don't even want to know how to build a bot. You just want to start the agency. So that's the kind of the point. You can be as clueless as this old man. You don't need to know how to build a chatbot to create a profitable chatbot agency. And then I say, in fact, it's better if you don't. And the reason why I say that is, if you know how to build bots, it's easy to just spend all your time building bots and not growing your chatbot agency. But if you can't even build bots, well, then you're kind of forced to let somebody else do it. So yeah, that was secret number 2. And secret number 3, how to land your first chatbot client today and why every business will use them. So quick little backstory again. This kind of ties into what I was just speaking of before, you know, with my history. But you know, I started the chatbot thing, right? I got one client. I wanted a lot more clients. And you know, as you guys know by now, I'm looking for, at this point, not just freedom for myself, but for my girlfriend as well. So we can live the type of life that we want. So we can fly to New York and have a beer and watch the skyline. So I got her involved in it too. And basically, if you're looking at the screen at the top, this is my client. So I had one client. I wanted a hell of a lot more. So that was kind of my problem, right? I started this thing accidentally, and got my client, and then I just didn't have enough sales, or you know, enough people didn't throw money at me yet, because only one dude found me on YouTube at that time. So I thought about it. How can I get more? Well, the one thing that I've learned through making a lot of mistakes in business is what you should do is do more of what's already working. Okay, so I got that first client, right, who reached out to me, and I thought about, well, what type of business does he have? And then I started thinking, okay, well, how can I message and reach out to other people, other businesses similar to his? And so I kind of gathered a bit of an email list together, but then I was struggling a bit. Like, how do I pitch it? You know, this thing was so new. It's like, what do I say? Yeah, like, what's the pitch here? Like, what am I really selling them? But the more people I spoke to, the easier that kind of became. And this is when I first realized how easy it was to sell, because once I started reaching out to those people, I got 2 more clients. And then I just went kind of crazy. Then I was kind of like, okay, well, let's try everything. Let's Facebook DM people, let's cold email, let's tell all my friends about it. And as I was mentioning earlier, I literally felt bad at how easy it was to create these and deliver these bots. And that's another cool thing that I love about bots, and that if you compare it to Facebook ads, for example, if you just want to deliver the bot to a client, you don't even have to become a Facebook, you don't have to become an admin of their Facebook page or anything like that. You can literally just send them a link. So just everything about this business is just amazing from my perspective, So yeah, felt a bit bad about it, but again, clients love them. They can reach their audience right inside of Messenger, and that's just a giant, giant opportunity, not just for us who want to sell them, but for the businesses that have a Messenger bot. So yeah, I actually got 12 new clients, and I think we're up to 13 or 14 now, just in a couple of weeks. And I've never done that with any other business. Like I told you guys, I've started a bunch of different things. I've never been able to get that many clients in that short of a time, especially something that's brand new where you don't have any traction or momentum. So yeah, I'm kind of known for automation and working 1 hour per week. But the sad thing is I had a ton of work now because I was so in love with this idea and this opportunity. And with those results, everything was just confirmed that, like, listen, dude, this is a massive opportunity. And so I jumped on it, and here we are. So yeah, my point here is chatbot clients are all around you, okay? We touched on this before. Every business is going to be using them. And the reason that every business is going to be using them is because they save us time, okay? It's one thing with the marketing aspect, getting more subscribers and high open rates. That stuff is really powerful. But it's also going to be saving us time with the restaurant example, hotel, all of that. And that's where it's going to make a huge difference. And the whole reason why you want to jump in early on this is because we don't have success stories overnight, usually. You might read about them in the news, but if you get in earlier on something, it's so much easier to build a bit of traction and build a bit of momentum. And then, like, when everybody jumps on this, that's when it's going to get really fun, because that's when people are going to be totally up to speed about what they are and why they need one. And they're just going to be looking for a supplier. And Johnny, you know better than anyone, the people that are easiest to sell are the ones who are already sold on the idea, right? They're just looking for somebody to deliver the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's what I found as well. They just need to know that you're a real human being and that you've got some type of track record. So that's why every business is going to be using these. So let's talk about something else that's quite practical for you guys. Who is a good client? So basically, any business that's active on Facebook right now is going to be the easiest people to go to, for the simple fact that if they're already active on Facebook, if they've got a Facebook group, if they got a Facebook page, you'll be able to get results for them very easily. And the easier you get results for them, the happier they're going to be, the more people they're going to tell, the better testimonial they're going to give you. So even though everyone's going to be jumping on this, the first go-to group of people that we should be looking for are people that are, or businesses that are already active on Facebook.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I would say I'm a good client. I'm the perfect client. Like, if somebody came to me right now and offered me to build a chatbot for me, I would probably say yes.
Exactly. And some backstory on that. I mean, Johnny's got a Facebook group with thousands of people. And if Johnny wants to do a chatbot webinar and he's got, thousands of people in his Facebook group, not as many people are going to see a post in his Facebook group as would see, a message that showed up in their Messenger inbox. Like, there's just no comparison.
Exactly. Like what I would use is probably I would post in my group and I would email my list. But the amount of people seeing those type of posts or emails are very low, especially compared to messages in Messenger, as we already found out. So, yep.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a great place to start, and local businesses can benefit massively from this. And here's just some examples: spas, hotels, restaurant, health and wellness. And we touched on Facebook group owners, but let's backtrack a bit. So health and wellness, as an example, if you threw up a Facebook ad for a CrossFit gym that said, get a free month at this CrossFit gym, they click the link, it takes them inside of Facebook Messenger, and it asks them in the same way that the bot that I just built here live for you guys asked, hey, would you like a free month at this CrossFit gym? They click the button, boom, they're now a subscriber. And on top of that, we would follow up with something simple like, great, there's only 10 spots available for this free offer. Call us right now to reserve your first session. And you could literally have a button inside a Messenger with the phone number programmed. So they just click the button and they would make a phone call right then and there.
Yeah, and I'm going to give you guys another example. We have a gym client, and this guy in his fan page for his gym, he's been getting just hundreds of messages that he never goes and answers because he's busy with running the gym. So people are asking like, what time can I come, or how much does this cost?
Sorry to
a lot of stuff like that. So we built.
I just want to put one thing in here. I read a statistic: 80% of Facebook messages go unanswered.
There you go. Yeah. How much money is left on the table for this guy? So we basically offered to build a chatbot for him. Of course, he said yes, because in his mind is like, if this thing can answer those messages for me and qualify for me, that would be so amazing. So what happens right now is somebody messages on his fan page, and this bot is taking care of them. Like it shows them the times, it shows them, like, it gives them the address, it helps them with everything. And if somebody wants to contact this guy personally to ask something about like pricing or something like that, the bot is actually sending the gym owner a message, tells him, hey, you have a potential client, somebody that wants more than just those, simple answers. He's interested in buying. So the bot qualifies for him, and I cannot even tell you how happy he is that he has a bot right now that just does everything for him.
Yeah, and the cool thing is, like, the thing that this does really well is it just removes friction from the whole process. And if you're going to help businesses, that's one of the things that's going to help you produce a good result. So if you were going to, run Facebook ads for somebody and you implemented a bot as well, the cost per lead would be so low, they would be happy to just throw money at you because, a CrossFit gym, like, what's a new client worth to a CrossFit gym where somebody's paying like $100 a month and they're going to go there for, 3 years? Like, one new client is worth thousands of dollars. And so they could just pay you, thousands of dollars a month, and you would easily be able to give them a couple of new clients because of this simple setup. So that's a great place to start. Active businesses on Facebook, local businesses can get a lot out of this. Facebook group owners like Johnny, because they already have a lot of people, but they could basically double or triple or quadruple the attention that they can get from those people. So if Johnny put a post up in his Facebook group and he wanted some extra attention on that specific post, he could just throw out a message to his subscribers using the bot, sending them the link to the post in the group, and 3 times more people would see it, and it would just be super, super good for Facebook group owners. So somebody's going to be the go-to person for Facebook group chatbots. And that's why it's so cool, because it's still up for grabs. Like, there's so few companies out there doing this, that this is up for grabs right now.
Yeah, I'm very surprised that I did not get offer yet to get a chatbot built for me. So, hey guys, if you want to go for it, go for it.
There you go. Now you're going to get 100 messages.
Let's do it.
And the other thing is influencers and celebrities and personalities, whatever you want to call them. Look, let's say I'm a stand-up comedian and let's say I'm pretty good and I've got 100,000 people on my bot. And let's say I've asked them where they live, and then I'm traveling to their town, and I just shoot out a message and say, hey, I'm performing at this comedy club. I know that you live here, and they could literally buy a ticket right there. Another use case where it's going to be so effective. And if it's that effective, that's when it becomes easy to sell. So that's another one. And again, eventually everyone's going to be jumping on this. So that's just a good place to start, because everyone's going to be jumping on this. But for now, the people that are the businesses that are most active on Facebook, I think they're going to be a bit more up to speed. And for that reason, they're going to be a bit easier to sell. I think that makes sense. So how to get your first client today? Well, there's something called the free trial method. And I am a big believer in this. You start small with anything, and then you just baby step your way up to climbing the mountain. So the way the free trial method works is, in the best case scenario, you do a post, you post a live stream on your Facebook. Second best case scenario, you record a video. Third best, you make an image. Fourth best, still good, it's just text. But what you do is you post on your Facebook saying, I've been experimenting with building chatbots and I'm looking for a company that would like to try it out for free. And then I would list some of the benefits, like, you know, open rates are up to 90%, click-through rates are up to 50%. This is something that everybody's going to be jumping on, and we're just offering this for free right now, and we're going to be charging for this very, very soon. And this will get you started, okay? Like, look at this. Paddy, one of our main men from Ireland, he got 5 testimonial clients, and he actually messaged me 2 days ago, I believe, and he had closed a marketing agency for 3 bots, I believe. And that was just kind of to get started. So, you know, the opportunity here is insane. It's just absolutely insane. Some of you are thinking, well, I'm not good at sales, but we've covered that already, haven't you? Or we. I suck at sales. The whole thing here is we're sitting on an opportunity because the thing is effective. The thing that we're selling is good. It produces the result, and there's no competition. So the earlier we jump on this, you know, somebody's going to make a bot for The Rock. Somebody's going to do it for Kevin Hart. Somebody's going to do it for Brad Pitt. Like, why not you? Like, you could be the one doing that. So the other thing is people are scared about posting that on their Facebook. Obviously, Brad Pitt's not going to take you up on your offer when you post on your Facebook. But don't be scared about nobody commenting. Like, who cares? You know, you need to take a leap of faith if you're going to try to get somewhere. So in order to get your first couple of testimonial clients, and by the way, it doesn't have to be free. You could ask for some small amount of money as well. That works well for some people. So don't be afraid about if nobody comments on your post. Just put it up there, let it run, and see what happens. You know, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? Nobody comments, so what? Nobody cares. And one thing I want to bring up is people give you this excuse. That's why I'm putting it here. They say, oh, I like people, not automated conversations. Obviously, you've heard me talk about chatbots now to the point where you have a pretty decent knowledge of what they're all about. Obviously, they're about much more than just automated conversations. So you basically want to take some of the arguments that I've told you about here. One, you know, the marketing perspective of how good the open rates are, and just, you know, that they can basically do the same thing they're doing with email, but with 4 times the results. So the marketing is really good. And also, it's about directing people to the right piece of information rather than an automated conversation. It's not about tricking people that they're talking to a human being and they're actually talking to a robot. That's not what we're trying to do here. And that's kind of a misconception that some people have. So if you get people asking you about that, just let them know, no, it's more about leading them to the right piece of information. Somebody might be looking for a frequently asked question. Somebody might be ready to buy. And for that reason, that's why the bots are good. They'll help you with that. Entourage. My man, Ari Gold, said there's a scene in there where they're thinking about which movie or whether or not Vince, the main character, should make this movie or not. And Ari says, he's the agent, he says to his client, making a bad movie doesn't kill your career. Passing on a hit does. And the reason why I bring that up is you can be wrong 1,000 times in entrepreneurship, but you only have to be right once, okay? So do you agree with that, Johnny?
Definitely, I agree.
Definitely. Look, guys, I want to know in the comments, obviously, again, we got a bit of delay, so we're going to move on regardless, but how are you enjoying the webinar? Do you think this could work for you? You know, what if you took these 3 secrets? You obviously know that, first of all, you don't even have to know how to make chatbots, but if you do want to, you could learn pretty quickly. You just go into Chatfuel, and by the way, guys, there's a lot of platforms out there. Some people get crippled. Just use Chatfuel, okay? I've tried them. Chatfuel works, okay? That's all you need to worry about for now. So what if you did that, you learned how to do that, you got a couple of testimonial sales, you delivered some results, and you know, at that point, you're sitting on a skill set that is in high demand, and ideally at that point, you got some testimonial sales, and then you just start approaching people asking for real money. Do you think this could work for you? I mean, obviously.
And it's funny because just the other day I was talking with some friend, and you know, he was asking me, what he should do right now at this point of his life. Like, what skills should he learn, to make life easier for him. The
Hmm.
first thing that I told him, just me being me, I told him, like, you need to learn Facebook advertising. This would save your ass because everybody needs Facebook advertising. But just after that, right after that, I told him, you know what? You should probably jump on chatbots, because
Hmm.
in the future, that's the one thing that I see that is going to absolutely explode. It's already exploding right now, but there's no other way around it. Everybody's going to use it. So you learning this skill right now would be super, like, it would be so profitable for you, really, really soon. So, yeah.
Yeah. And obviously, we've already proven it. And as we're going to share with you guys pretty soon, by the way, let us know in the comments. Do you mind if we share some of the details of how we could help you guys, specifically with some very step-by-step instructions? And again, as we're going to share with you guys, sure, I've had some success, but I'm not the only one, okay? We've had some people that have just had some incredible results, and we've got some of those lined up here that I want to share with everybody. But as the comments roll in, I'm also curious. Would you guys agree that you've learned something useful on this? I remember, when we've done this in the past, people's heads were just blowing up in the comments because they could not believe how cool these are, like how useful they are, how effective they are. And it's just unbelievable, right? Look, I can only cover the basics on a webinar, and I can see the comments are coming in right now. Andy says, yes, please. Very good. Thank you. Johnny and I, we've been working on a special offer, and we want to show you step by step how you can actually take advantage of this opportunity and do something with it, but not with guesswork, but like actually following something that has been proven to work. And if you act fast, which is, I would say, it's everyone who teaches anything, they love people who take action. Because if I teach something and somebody doesn't do anything with that information, none of us are better off. So if you act fast, we're going to give you a special deal today. And yeah, we just absolutely love people who are gonna take action pretty fast. So you guys are gonna absolutely love this. This is Messenger Bots for Businesses. This is the name of the program that Johnny and I have spent quite a bit of time thinking about, planning, executing, and also testing, because we've created a business in a box solution, and we've tested this with a beta group of people, and we're going to share some of the results with you later on. But basically what you get in this program, we call it MBFB for short, Messenger Bots for Businesses. It's a 4-week program, and I love that it's a 4-week program, because sometimes you get these programs that are like 68 weeks to improve 1%. No, that's the beauty about this. It's simple, okay? We're going to teach you everything you need to know about creating bots for yourself, for your clients. We're going to teach you how to get clients. That's probably the most difficult. And we're going to teach you how to deliver to clients. This is hugely important. This is something that I screwed up in my first business, and I learned a lesson pretty quickly. And we're also going to teach you how to maximize profits, okay? And I want to share a quick little case study. Fabian's not one of our students. He was one of my clients. He's a friend, and he actually paid me to set up a bot for him. And the reason why I show this is it proves to you that this stuff works. And when it works, that's when people are happy to pay for it. So Fabian just says, a few days back, Robert helped me set up a bot for my business. And then we just skip down to the bottom. 1 hour ago came the first sale, paying back my investment in the bot. So right off the bat, we can tell that, if people see results, then we're off to a pretty good start. Case study number 2 is just, how would you summarize Eduardo, man? One word.
A beast.
A beast. Yeah. So,
an action taker, my favorite type of person.
Yeah. So, I mean, his testimonials alone are just piling up here. So I recently had to add another one. If we look on the left, he sold a $597 bot. If we look on the right, he sold a $350 bot. In the middle, recently, he sold a $3,000 bot, and that was just to one client. And this, again, just proves that, like, you go through this program, you just learn some of the basics of how to create bots and what's valuable for clients. And then you just get some simple methods of how to approach people, how to pitch it. And this thing starts happening. And Eduardo is just taking action. And this is, this is what happens when you go through this and you just take action. It's just, I love it. I love seeing this. Every time he messages me, I'm like, what has he got now? So he's a killer. Federico is another main man who just says, hi guys, just sold my first bot, and it's not in here, but it was also a couple of $100 and just a simple bot. Some of these simpler bots, by the way, that are selling for just a few $100s, they take about 15 minutes to make. And I sold another one of those just last week. So, just another testimonial. And I also posted this in our free group. I said, who here sold a bot? Tell us more in the comments. Johan posted that he sold quite a few of them. His clients include a government organization and a huge bank. And he wasn't available, or he wasn't, he couldn't reveal the exact numbers, but he did mention that these were thousands of dollars each. And Joshua further down says he's got an agency and he has 3 different packages, and they're selling from anywhere between $500 and $1,300 plus a $200 a month kind of management fee. So those guys are killing it. And then what I think is pretty interesting is Johnny's got a quick story about his wife, who's, do I understand this correctly? She's never had a PC before.
Man, it's almost embarrassing to say, but yes, she never had her own personal computer in her life.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she's building bots for people?
So yeah, I'll just tell you the story. And this is basically how I got so into bots. And, I just became an absolute believer in this. Basically, I've been doing I'm just lucky. I've been doing very well in the last year. And because of my success, I was able to quit my 9-to-5 job and start traveling with my wife, get an office for both of us. Really lucky, help my wife quit her 9-to-5 job. So my wife is a massage therapist. That's what she learned by profession. That's what she's been doing. And, I was thinking to myself, how cool, like I can help her quit her job and now she's free. But then we had the problem because I was so busy doing my own stuff, but my wife was basically bored, right? At first you're like excited. You don't have to work at a normal job anymore, but what then? What you going to do then? So that's when I saw this chatbot opportunity, and I was like, okay, Tracy, why don't you start learning those chatbots? They might come in handy. And the thing is, I was not aware of how big it's gonna, I just had a gut feeling about it. So I'm like, okay, Tracy, go and learn this. So she started learning this by herself. Now, here's the thing. She never had a personal computer in her life. She never, no marketing, nothing, zero, never sold anything. But, she just started learning this. And she was showing me pretty impressive stuff really quickly. And I was like just mind blowing. Like, how can she learn this so fast and implement so fast? She started building like subscriber bots, FAQ bots, like everything. So I had this idea. We had some client and I was like, why don't you build this bot for him? That's the gym client that I talked about before. She built a bot for him. And this guy was like jumping through the roof. He was so excited and happy. He was like, please thank Tracy for what she did. He paid us very nicely and he started referring more clients.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. I have my own community, a lot of people, so I couldn't deal with them. So Tracy had to deal with all those new clients that we have right now, all those referrals, and she's just smashing it. Just last month, she made $2,000. Wow. Like this, never ever did anything similar. It's just absolutely incredible. And that's when I something popped in my head and I'm like,
going on here.
I'm like, something is happening. Like there's no way she can do it so easily. And she sells it so easily as well. So that's our story. And yeah, man.
I love that. I love that because it just kind of reinforces that point that I was making. It's like, you don't even have to be good at this. Like if she's never had a PC before, it's all kind of brand new to her. But if your wife who doesn't have any experience like that can build bots and sell bots that easily, it's just such a testament to the opportunity that we're all sitting on right now. So super cool. So who's this for real quick? Basically business owners who want to utilize and profit from bots in their own business, but also of course, anybody who wants to start an online business. This is a great opportunity to start a chatbot agency, or if you just want to add this offer to what you're already offering, whether that's Facebook ads or Google ads or web design or whatever it might be. So literally, guys, you are one offer away from making your 4-hour work week life come to fruition and having that geographical and financial freedom. So just real quickly, when we created this offer, we basically had two options. We go as cheap as possible. We try to get as many people in there as possible, but it wouldn't really allow us to take all the time that we could to make this as much plug and play as possible. The second option requires a little higher investment, but in exchange, we can devote way more resources. We can really go above and beyond to turn this into a business in a box, so to speak. And I just love that that's what we've been able to do, that somebody doesn't have to go through all the hoops that we've had to develop everything and make all the mistakes. So we went with option 2. And before we kind of reveal all the price and everything, Johnny, why don't you give us just a snapshot of our bonus 1, which is your cold email system, because I know that people are just killing it and you're killing it. So tell us what's this all about?
Yeah, so basically, guys, when I started my Facebook agency, I was suffering from the same problem that so many other people are suffering from, is I could not get clients. I moved to a new country, to Canada from the Middle East, and I basically had no social circle, so I could not offer anyone because I didn't know anyone. So how do I reach clients? How can I get new clients for my agency? And that's when I come up with my cold email system. This cold email system basically helps you get so many, like hundreds of businesses, potential businesses, and send them emails with perfect templates to get them to answer and get them interested. So at first it worked really well for me. I closed 10 clients in my first month using this system. Nice. And I kept getting it better and better and better. And then I thought, you know what? It works for me. I wonder if it will work as well for other people. So that's when I started offering that, and it just went absolutely crazy. Like, people started joining this program that I started offering, and we had 100 people within the first month of this program being released joining the program. So the students right now that are in this program just getting amazing results. And we had one of the guys closing 150 trials within a month, which is absolutely crazy. That's the top results. The more normal results are like 20, 30 trials a month. Mm-hmm. So this system is built to make something that is usually very hard, getting new clients, very, very easy. So yeah.
I love that. And that's why I was, because when we put this together, I was like, we got to put more focus on getting clients, because like you were mentioning, that's the one thing that everybody struggles with. So
yeah. And at first I was like, am I really going to give this as a bonus? Like, I'm like, am I?
Yeah, I'm happy you did though. People love it.
Yep.
Awesome. Bonus number 2 is lifetime access. Okay. This program is going to evolve because chatbots have only been around for a very short time. Okay. Chatbots are going to evolve, and for that reason alone, our course is going to have to evolve. We are going to be doubling our prices, and we're going to be adding modules. We're going to be adding new content, and we just want to let you know that the earlier you get in, not just on this opportunity, but the earlier you get in with us on our opportunity, so to speak, the more you're going to be rewarded in that sense. It's like the lower price you pay and you're in for life. We don't care if we have to redo the whole thing in the future. You're still in it for life. So you don't have to join later if you get in with us today. So to summarize, guys, what you get in this program is you get the Messenger Bots for Businesses kind of core program with the building of the bots, the getting clients, delivering to clients, and maximizing your profits. Also, you're going to get this bonus number 1, which is Johnny's cold email course. And you're also going to get lifetime access. So once you're in for life. And I just want to ask, if all this did was it taught you a skill set that is growing in demand like crazy, would it be worth it to you? Obviously, this is if we go back, oh boy, we put quite a high value on this, but I absolutely believe that it's worth every single penny. So if you could learn a skill set that was just growing like crazy in demand every single day, would it be worth it to you? What if we gave you a proven process for acquiring new clients regardless of what you sell? Would that be worth it to you? You just knew how to sell forever? And what if it just gave you 2 chatbot clients? Would it be worth it to you? Look, at the end of the day, if this was $5,000 and you learned this highly demanded skill set that's growing every day, and you learn how to get new clients, honestly, you could see why it would be a good deal at $5,000. But for the next few days, we've got a little treat for you guys. Obviously, thanks for hanging out with us here on the webinar. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it. Thanks for all the interaction. And what we've done is we've created one program, but 2 packages, okay? And you can get started with us today. The essential package is the program, the cold email, the lifetime access, and the Achievers Club is the same thing, but plus coaching, okay? So you get priority support, you get group calls, and you get a one-on-one call with both me and Johnny. The essential package is just $997, and the Achievers Club is $1997, and you can get started right now. Literally, you could go to johnnywest.net/mbfb, and those of you that are here live, I'm gonna drop the link for you in the chat. But before I do that, I just wanna mention real quick something else, because again, what we've been thinking about is like, how do we make this incredibly plug and play and as easy as possible? So bonus number 3, we call it Done For You Bots, and it's effectively, we want to build up kind of a template bot library. So when you go out there, you get a new client. In an ideal world, if you go to the library, you'll find a bot that's already made for that type of client, and then you just have to customize it to your client. So whether it's a restaurant or a celebrity or a marketer, you can find a bot like that in our library, and you just got to tweak it a little bit. So that's something that we've added, and you could spend 2 days minimum just to learn the technology, because I'm quite good with computers, and I actually hacked into a computer when I was 12 years old. So I've been kind of a computer nerd, even ever since I was kind of young. But I had to take 2 full days to learn this stuff, okay? And that's not because I'm dumb. It's just because it's a little different than anything I'd done before. And you could do that, or you could just get kind of a business in a box with step-by-step instructions, and the ease for you of being able to just follow those step-by-step instructions rather than having to go out there and kind of figure everything out on your own. That's kind of where we can really help. And one thing that I think is super interesting is there's 65 million business pages on Facebook. But the funny thing is, the last time I checked this statistic, it was 50 million. So it's growing like incredibly fast. And the reason why I'm putting this, and I put a little dot here inside of the market to prove to you that, obviously you're not going to get 650,000 clients, but for argument's sake, if you got 1% of all the Facebook pages, you made bots for 1% of them, you'd have 650,000 clients. Kind of a lot. If you had 10% of 1%, you'd have 65,000 clients. If you had 1% of 1%, you'd have 6,500 clients. And if you literally had 1% of 1% of 1%, you'd have 65 clients. So obviously you don't get that just in one day, but that's a legitimate business. If you get 65 clients in a year or in 2 years, you can really make something good out of that. And the reason why I put this here is I don't want people to think that this is something that's too early or too small. It's already massive potential. And what's getting better is each and every day, more and more people and more businesses are finding out about what this can do for their business. So just to illustrate all the opportunity out there. And so look, most of what we buy is a liability. You can buy stuff that's an asset. You can buy stuff that's a liability. An asset, something that's going to save you time and make you more money in the future. A liability is a TV. It costs you money and you're going to waste time just watching TV. And of course, I can see why that might have some escapism value. But I think you get the point that I'm trying to make here, is that we often don't spend money on assets. The vast majority of the things that we spend money on is a liability. But today you have an opportunity to buy an asset, something that's going to make you money in the future, and it's going to save you time because you're going to be able to do whatever you want. So just to summarize everything, we've got the Messenger Bots for Businesses program. We've got Johnny's cold email course, which is going to just teach you exactly how to get clients with a simple, repeatable strategy, because cold email is never going to go away. I think it's always going to be there. You get lifetime access to the course, and you're going to be able to get our done for you bot template library. We want to have as many of them in there as possible. Total value $9,183, but you can join today, and we've added the last bonus here. $997 for the Essential program, or the Achievers Club is $1997, and you can go to johnnywest.net/mbfb, and you can actually join us today. And the cool thing is, we've also got a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you can sign up today, check it out, implement. If you don't get results, just let us know, and we'll help you get your money back. But I just want you to know that we're not gonna screw you over, okay? We believe in what we have, but for whatever reason, maybe it doesn't work for every single person on the planet.
Yeah, and another cool thing is, and that's for me the biggest thing is, we have a Facebook group where you join, and we have a growing number of people inside there who already started with their agencies, and they share their results, their findings. So just being around those type of people, where some of them are beginners just like you, some of them are already more successful, seeing what they do and have this community around you, just that would put this whole process on like steroids for you, and you will be way more successful, just quicker, because you have all those people around you that are doing it.
Actually, our community is already, even though we started with the beta, even from the beta, it was already kind of a nice community, and people are kind of really taking action, but also, posting their findings, sharing their results, helping each other out. And, as somebody who's created a few courses, that's one of the things that's really key, I think, is that the community is on point. So very happy we got that. So yeah. 30-day money-back guarantee, of course. And now you've got two choices, right? Don't do anything with this information is one option. Continue as before. Hope for magic to happen, like this guy here on the screen who's, I don't know what he's doing, but
Isn't that Gandalf? What's happening there?
It could be. It does look like him. But I think it's just some type of dude hoping for some magic. He's got his little crystal ball and he's rubbing it, hoping for clients to arrive. He clearly doesn't have Johnny's cold email course.
Yeah, clearly.
The second option, take a leap like the squirrel on the picture. Make this investment today. You got the 30-day money-back guarantee. Think about all the value you're going to get in return. Give this a shot. And if it works, that's awesome. And if not, you ask for your money back and you'll get it. And again, johnnywest.net/mbfb to get on it. And the real question is, if you got 1 or 2 clients from this, and or you learned an effective in-demand skill set, how long would it take you to recoup your investment? I would love for you guys to throw it in the comments. I kind of know all the numbers and everything already. So I would say in the best case, like you get 1 client, then you got your money back. In the worst case, maybe 2 or 3 clients. That's literally how good this is. And I had 13 in my first 2 months. So yeah, it hasn't been the hardest thing to sell, which is great. Other opportunities can take years to recoup your investment, but as I just described here, you can get your money's worth with 1 to 2 sales, and maybe 3 in the absolute worst case scenario. But yeah, we're really proud of this, and obviously the results kind of speak for themselves. And I've got a friend named Rodrigo. He comes from El Salvador. It's the kind of the worst place you can think of to start an online business. And I've coached him. He actually paid me money to coach him one-on-one. That's how big of an action taker he is. And he's one of those guys, like, you can't even get off the coaching call with him before he's executing. I can hear him like typing in the background. So that's one type of person, right? And again, those are the kinds of people that we want in this program. And then we've got this unnamed guy who's not on the webinar, but he hit me up one day and he was asking for my expertise, and he was asking for my kind of like, how would I sell this thing that he was trying to sell? And I literally took the time out of my day to write up a bit of a bullet point thing. Okay, first you do this, then you do this, then you do this. And he was kind of like, okay, cool, thanks, I'll think about it. And I was just like, oh, you loser. I literally just gave you the step-by-step plan and you did nothing with it. And that's just the type of person who's not going to get results. So my point here is, like, be a Rodrigo, guys. It's better for everyone. It's absolutely better for everyone. No one's going to just give you whatever it is that you want. So let me quickly show you what to do next. So now let's take this link. Let's see. Ooh, what's going on here? I've got the link saved, and then I'm gonna go to here. So what, oh, great. What you do is you go to this, you can check out some of the testimonials. All you gotta do is fill in your information, your full name, your email address, your phone number. We've got a payment plan for both of the plans, and just put in your card details, you hit the complete order, and we've got some more information here about the 30-day money-back guarantee and things of that nature. So that's how simple it is. And on the next page, you will actually be granted access right away. Okay. So let me throw that in the chat here for those who want to get on. So cool. Let's see what's on the next slide. But that's how simple it is to join. I just wanted to show that immediately. And look, I know the #1 reason people don't join, because we've seen the excitement around this topic. It's that they can't afford it right now. That's why we have those payment plans. So when you go to johnnywest.net, you can see the payment plans, which makes it just incredibly easy to get started, even if you're a bit strapped for cash right now. You know, in a best case scenario, what you do is just join. If you don't have the money, you join with the payment plan, and you make the money for the next payments just selling chatbots. That's what we want. Reason #2 is you're not sure it'll work for you. At this point, I'm not sure how to convince you, because I don't know, I feel like I've shared all the things as far as the opportunity goes, you know, what this is doing for businesses already, and I think where this is going in the future. I'm super excited about it. Johnny's super excited about it. And, yes, you know, we're pretty sure about what we're doing with this as far as our own chatbot agency. And if you don't think it's going to work for you, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. I got nothing. At the end of the day, I'm nothing special. This is a little picture of me as I was starting I was sitting on the floor of a hostel doing a client call. I was terrible at sales, paid $2,000 to join an online course. I found this value-giving business with very little competition, which is, again, very similar. It's got the same ingredients that I see with this chatbot opportunity. And I was able to build an automated $200,000 a year business requiring 1 hour of work now. Okay, I didn't build it on 1 hour per week, but now it requires 1 hour per week. And yeah, so, you know, again, if you're a shitty salesman, here's your evidence. Awesome. Let me do a quick show here of the inside. All right, let me get the link. I've got the link to log in. I want to show you. Actually, I'm going to go to here. So here we go. Here is the actual course, and we are building it out even more and more and more. And we've got the kind of essentials in place, and then we throw in some extra sugar on top. So we've got, you know, building your bot, selling your bot, delivering to clients, maximizing your profits. We've got group call recordings, and this is something that we're just continuously building out. So if you want kind of a step-by-step instruction and a business in a box, this is what it looks like. And we've got
as you guys can see on the right side, on the top, you have the Facebook group link. That's yes, where you get access to my cold email course.
Perfect. So yeah, that's what it looks like on the inside. And before we wrap up today, guys, it's time to say goodbye, not to us, but say goodbye to endlessly trying to convince people to buy stuff from you. Say goodbye to, you know, not having something that's really, really valuable to offer that other people have. You know, it's not as fun to sell something that everyone else can also sell. It's a lot more fun to sell something that you know other people aren't selling. And that's where we are today. And somebody asked me today, he was kind of shocked that I was telling him about how effective it is to sell chatbots to other marketing agencies. And this guy said, well, why would a marketing agency not just build their own chatbot? But it's like, they don't even know how to do it, man. They don't even know. And they're supposed to be the experts on this. So they are a great type of client as well. And Yeah, at the end of the day, I was talking to a friend recently. He did $150,000 in sales last month, and he wasn't selling chatbots. But he's an affiliate, so he's sold just so many different offers. And we both agreed that your ability to sell is one thing, but at the end of the day, if your offer sucks, you're toast. And on quite the contrary, if your offer is great and there's a lack of competition, again, you could even suck and do well. So we've got something here that's super valuable, and yeah, you can suck at selling and still do well. Guys, the time has come for the free chatbot agency website. So what you want to do is copy this right now, the link, and it has to be copied exactly the way it's written with the capital letters and stuff like that. So I'll leave it up here for just a few seconds, and then what I'm going to do is kind of give you a quick tour of what this looks like, but you'll be able to find this link anyway. So let me just because some people were crying about this, and I want to clarify something. So this is totally free. What you do is you go to this, actually not here, you go to this address, and it's going to take you to ClickFunnels, which is the program that we use to create this sales page. Now, if you can get this, you can sign up for a free 14-day trial. Oh boy. You can sign up for a free 14-day trial, and you will get access to it, and you can actually edit it. Now, if you want to continue after the 14 days, yes, you have to pay for ClickFunnels, and yes, we will get a commission for that. I don't have a problem with that because I love ClickFunnels and I use it every single day. It's not something I'm promoting that I'm not using. But if you absolutely don't want to do that, what you could do is you could still get the page. So you could sign up for the 14-day free trial. You could still get the page, which looks like this, and then you could rebuild it. If you've got something free like WordPress or something like that, you could see I've built this elaborate page, and all you got to do is kind of plug and play. So what I would do is I would sign up for the free trial. Then I would rebuild another version for free if you don't want to stick with ClickFunnels, because ClickFunnels is awesome, and that's an easy way to get around that. But yeah, we just wanted to throw some extra value in here for you guys. So that's how you can get that. And by the way, guys, if you have any questions, now would be the time to start throwing them in the comments. Obviously, we've done this before, so we've answered the most common ones. But to summarize, the Messenger Bot for Businesses program with the building of the bots, the getting clients, the delivering to clients, the maximizing profits, Johnny's cold email, lifetime access, the bot template library, total value of $9,183. And when the timer runs out on this opportunity, you will not be able to join anymore. Okay, so go to johnnywest.net/mbfb. We got two packages. The essential package, both have payment plans, by the way. $9.97 for the essential package. Achievers Club is $19.97. And yeah, guys, if you have any questions, just let me know. But what you can do is you can send us an email at mbfbprogram@gmail.com. We get a lot of people emailing us asking stuff, and yeah, we've tried to put everything in here in the webinar. But if you do have some last-minute questions, you can send it to our email, and we'll try to respond to you as quickly as we can. But that pretty much summarizes today's presentation. Obviously, I can see all the excitement in the chat group. People are loving this opportunity. And Johnny, we had like 9 people join in the last 7 days, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Craziness, mayhem. I had no doubt in my mind, because as you are excited, as I am excited, just people recognize that this is the real deal. And also, it's very important, guys. We have a free group as well. If you're not there yet, join our free group. It's Chatbots for Businesses. The group is, we opened the group not long ago, really not long ago, and we're getting closer to 2,000 members, and that alone should show you as well
the interest levels.
The interest levels.
Yeah.
We went from getting like 2 or 3 people joining a day to getting 50 people joining a day right now, and it's going to grow soon to 100. So like I said, it's still in the early stages. You guys know, if I'm on something, it has to be something really, really good, because I don't like wasting my time or wasting people from my community, time. So guys, I'm telling you, this is the real deal right here. join early, and you will be just, profitable, and you will just thank us for this opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I've been looking for this opportunity for like a year because, like I was saying, my automated business does really well, but I obviously want to take something, and make it 10 times bigger. And I was a bit limited in my Swedish market. So I've been looking for this opportunity that had those ingredients of being super valuable, but also having a lack of competition. So
Exactly. And if I have to compare it to something, you know what it reminds me? It reminds me of the early days of Shopify, where you just got on
everybody
Shopify
got on
and
and just made money, like boom,
there
right?
you go. You just sold a dog necklace or a turtle necklace. And you just made so much money off of that because it was so free right back then. And then after that, the Facebook agency thing, when it started, it was just so incredibly easy to sell and get results.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, those two markets are way more crowded. Still, people still make money, but they're way more crowded. And the chatbot is just the next thing. It's
Yeah.
right there, right now. It's so free. So yeah.
And the cool thing as well is, like, I think, with those kind of businesses that you mentioned, that people got in on it and then it got super crowded and it got difficult. The thing is, the people that got in early, they're the ones that now have the momentum. And when all these newcomers come in, they're going to give up because it's going to be hard in the beginning and they're not going to see that potential. But the people that are, that were there from the beginning, they have the momentum, they have the kind of traction, and they've already built up a reputation. Those guys are going to continue on for years, if not decades, as long as they don't, for whatever reason, decide to shut down. So the earlier people get in on this, the more of a long-term thing this is going to be, simply for that fact. So
yeah, just guys, don't. I don't want to be the guy that said "I told you so" in
yeah.
a couple of months. Come on.
I don't know. I might tell them, hey, didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? Yeah. Jokes aside. Listen, I don't have anything more on my end, man. Do you, Johnny, or feel pretty happy?
Yeah, I feel like we covered everything,
Yeah.
and just from seeing the chat, people are super excited about this. So I think we did a good job, because we're excited and we want other people to be excited and see this, this opportunity. And to people that will join the group, love to see you inside and love, to strategize and, just get amazing results with this.
Yes, sir. All right. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you guys in the near future. Talk to you soon. Cool. Let's end this broadcast.